about 16 years ago. The birth of the MCU was shown to the world, The Incredible Hulk. Now, this isn't a video about the state of the MCU as a whole, though that is one of the many scripts I'm currently writing. This video is about the Hulk, the MCU Hulk to be specific. The Hulk, as simple of a character as he is a very controversial, or should I say hated character in the MCU for multiple reasons. Many people who hate and don't hate the MCU have come to an agreement that the MCU ruined the Hulk. Now, I can definitely see why people believe this, but this belief didn't really progress until the release of Endgame. I'm not saying that people didn't believe this until Endgame, but with what was done with the Hulk character in that movie, I think that just pissed off a lot of fans of the character. One popular belief about the MCU Hulk is that Edward Norton's Hulk from the 2008 movie is better than Mark's. And I'm just gonna say it right now, he isn't. Not even close. Well, the Bruce Banners at least are not even close. No disrespect to Ed, as I think he is a good actor, I just think his Bruce Banner was very lackluster. I didn't get the impression that he was truly a genius. Like, clearly he was smart, but I couldn't imagine Ed's Bruce having that science brother bond that Mark's Bruce has with RDJ's Tony Stark. Just strictly talking about the Bruce side of things here. I love Ed's character as a whole, but Bruce to me is an essential part of the character, and to me Mark Bruce is the much better version. As for the Hulks, well, I still would disagree, though I understand why people would say Ed's Hulk is better. One word, nostalgia, the most powerful thing in media. Nothing beats it. Now, I don't think that's why everyone believes this. I understand some people genuinely think that Ed's is the better version. It's a very subjective topic, so there's technically no right or wrong answer. I just happen to disagree. 1. I can't even see that Hulk fitting in with the Avengers. The design, though, I will say is top tier. The hair and the muscles look amazing. MCU Hulk, I think, is a lot stronger and able to face bigger and more dangerous threats. I also feel Mark's Hulk is a lot bigger and taller. He's probably not. But something about Ed's Hulk is that he feels more grounded, kind of like a more realistic version of the character, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, just something I noticed. But overall, just comparing the first two Avengers movies to the Incredible Hulk movie, I prefer Mark's version, as he fits the MCU world better and he feels more scary, I guess. Like, Mark's Hulk would absolutely destroy Ed's Hulk, but that might be an unpopular take. To the next point, another criticism about Mark's Hulk is the fact that he doesn't have his own movie, which I think is because of legal reasons or whatever. I'm not sure, to be honest. Like, if they were to make a movie, would it have to be like Sony and Marvel type of deal? Which, if that's the case, I don't understand why that would stop Marvel from making a solo Hulk movie. I don't know. Maybe they didn't think it would perform well, but Marvel has always taken risks with movies, though most of the MCU movies are formulaic and have a similar tone. Movies like Ant-Man, Guardians of the Galaxy, or Eternals are movies that starred characters the general audience didn't know about, and they still made those movies. Though I must say, a solo movie about the Hulk pre-Ragnarok would not be that entertaining, which leads me to my next point. Ragnarok is basically a Hulk movie, and a damn good one. Ragnarok to me is a classic. It's a perfect superhero movie in my eyes, top 10 in the MCU. And Hulk is a big part of that. Ragnarok Hulk works because he's much more talkative and aware compared to the Avengers movies, where he's just a big green building destroyer. That's why I don't get how a solo Hulk movie before he became that would work. I guess you could just make him more conscious and talkative in that solo movie, but there's the apparent legal issue anyway, so I guess no point in mentioning that. A movie like The Hulk vs. Wolverine is fine because Hulk isn't in the movie to be a conscious, talkative character. That's what Bruce Banner's for. We just want to see the Hulk. Smash. As for Ragnarok, Hulk literally steals the show. He's funny, he's somewhat smart, he's naked, and most of all he's in the movie for a good amount of time. I'd like to see the Incredible Hulk's movie screen time of actual Hulk versus Ragnarok's. Of course, 2008's Hulk would have more because it is his movie, but I don't think Ragnarok's Hulk is that far down. I'm writing the script right now, so I'll look it up once I'm finished. Starting with Infinity War, released in 2018. I went to see it twice. I loved it. Truly one of the best movies released in the 2010 era. Yes, a comic book superhero fantasy movie was one of the best movies of the 2010 decade. Fight me. Anyway, as we all know, the Hulk was absent for the entire movie, not including the opening scene, which was really awesome, but clearly a lot of people had a problem with it. The movie begins picking up after Thor Ragnarok, where Hulk, Thor, Loki, Valkyrie, and the rest of Asgardian people left the now destroyed Asgard. Thanos seems to have killed a lot of the people on the ship when we first see him. Thor is defeated, Loki is useless, and all hope seems lost. Boom! The Hulk appears to put the Great Titan in his place. Yay, so the Hulk absolutely gets destroyed, which I personally loved, but obviously this was the beginning of the downfall of the Hulk for many fans of the character. Of course, once the Hulk was defeated, he transforms back into Bruce Banner for the rest of the movie. Bruce tries to get Hulk to come out again, but he seems to be afraid of Thanos, or maybe he feels like Banner uses him for his muscle only. I don't know, but Hulk doesn't return for the rest of the movie, despite trailers showing the opposite. I don't personally mind this, it prevents big spoilers. You don't know how many times I've watched a trailer then watched the movie later on and thought, this person doesn't die because this scene hasn't happened yet, and it's supposed to, because it was in the trailer. Hulk not showing for the rest of the movie was truly a shock. The release of Avengers Endgame, another classic, truly a masterpiece as far as I'm concerned. I still think Infinity War is better, but Endgame is still a classic in its own right. This movie was a cultural phenomenon, no doubt about it. Anyway, basically in this movie, Hulk and Banner become one. Actually, it was really funny, but this is where a lot of fans of the character jump ship. It's weird because it's basically Banner in Hulk form, but like he looks smaller than before. He seems more human, like similar to the Thing. I can see why people are upset about that to an extent, but like to me, it's just character development. Like I love the Hulk as much as the next guy, but he's appeared in 4 movies, including the 2008 movie.
We all lost.
No one blamed you, Bruce.
I did. For years, I've been treating the Hulk like he's some kind of disease, something to get rid of. But then I start looking at him as the cure. 18 months in the gamma lab. I put the brains and the brawn together. And now look at me. Best of both worlds.
The Hulk started out as a big, green, mindless monster. Bruce Banner started out not being able to fully control the Hulk and his anger despite always being angry. In Avengers Age of Ultron, the group comes up with a lullaby to get the Hulk to come and transform back to Bruce. During the Hulkbuster fight, after Hulk sorta comes to his senses, you can see the Hulk show somewhat remorse for his actions and the damage he's caused. the end of the movie, as we know, he leaves the planet. I believe this Hulk is somewhat conscious and removing himself or preventing himself from causing more damage. That's just my theory though, but clearly that is a conscious choice that Hulk made. The next time we see him, of course, is in the Thor movie, Ragnarok, which I consider to be a sort of take on the World War Hulk. This time we see him fully conscious and talking in basically full sentences. We also learn that Hulk has been the Hulk for 2 years. Bruce does eventually make an appearance briefly though, but for the most part, he is in Hulk form. Of course, Infinity War begins and Hulk gets absolutely destroyed by Thanos and doesn't show up again despite Bruce's efforts. Seems like they have a Eddie and Venom type of ordeal going on. Endgame comes around and is where we get Smart Hulk, the best of both worlds, as Bruce says. This to me is where Hulk shines a lot to me. I love him in this movie. He literally helps Tony build the time machine, the gauntlet, and is the one who brings everyone back. Thor, I don't think, would be in the mental mindset to do so. Hulk literally is the most important person in the movie. Him and Tony, of course. Every person in the team is important, which is what makes Endgame so great. Like, without one person, the whole plan falls apart. But this isn't an Endgame video, just a Hulk one. I don't know about you, but the scenes with the Hulk were definitely the funniest in the entire movie, and is what made Mark Ruffalo's Hulk one of my favorite characters in the MCU.
Do you want to grab one with me? I'm Ant-Man. They're Hulk fans.
Wait,
they don't know
no,
Ant-Man.
No. Oh, he feels
Nobody
bad.
does. Nobody does.
No, he wants you.
I
he
don't want
wants
a
to take a picture with them.
Yeah, look, he's even saying no, he doesn't. I
But
get
come
it.
on, the kid.
I don't want it
but,
either.
But you.
I don't want a picture with them.
But he's gonna feel bad.
Sorry.
They're happy to. They said
I
they'll
don't
do
want
it.
to. I don't want to.
No, you feel bad.
Take the goddamn phone.
Of course there is She-Hulk, which I only watched once. It was cool. I love the character though and hope to see her return in the future. Bruce is great in that too. A lot of people talk about the whole "I deal with my anger more than you" scene, but I think that scene is misinterpreted by most. Like, the points she makes about life as a woman were all true and very reasonable, but the "I control my anger infinitely more than you" line is overblown and misunderstood. I feel like the show made her say it to the one person who does know how it feels. Like, the show wasn't framing it as she was in the right. It was a character thing, not a writing thing. She literally hulks out immediately after saying it. I think most people know that. They just don't care because they hate the show.
What and what is? But we can't pretend like we aren't two of the few people on Earth that can actually protect her, which is why we have to make sure of your ability to tolerate distress and regulate your emotions, especially your anger.
Well, here's the thing, Bruce. I'm great at controlling my anger. I do it all the time. When I'm catcalled in the street, when incompetent men explain my own area of expertise to me, I do it pretty much every day, because if I don't, I will get called emotional or difficult, or I might just literally get murdered. So I'm an expert at controlling my anger because I do it infinitely more than you. So all of this just feels like projecting a lot of shit onto me.
See.
No, I'm doing this.
Okay, this is completely new territory.
You guys have outgrown your binder, cuz. Love you, Bruce, but I'm going home.
But my overall point is, I don't think the Hulk has been misused or done dirty or ruined. I think he just developed into more than just a raging monster. I know that's what people prefer him to be, and I enjoyed the time when he was that way. I loved it, but I also love the character he is now. So no, Edward Norton's Hulk is not even in the same stratosphere as Mark's. People only started saying this after Endgame, but to be fair, people started saying a lot about the MCU after Endgame. But I'm interested in seeing what you guys think. I imagine this video is the unpopular opinion on the matter. I'm currently writing a script about said MCU and other topics, so stay tuned. I appreciate all the love and likes and comments, and as you know, thank you and more videos to come.
Veronica, give me a hand.